Hey YouTube family, how you guys doing? Hope this video is finding you all doing well. Beautiful summer day in Prince Edward Island again. I thought I'd just chime in because I got something in the mail today that finally allowed me to do what I've been trying to do for the last month. And that is to run this guitar in both of those amps at the same time, having one amp dirty and the other one clean. And by dirty, I mean one of the amps would be connected to my pedal board. And so I'd have my overdrive, I would have my high gain pedal, I would have, my delay, boost for solos. Whereas the other amp, I'm not sure which one yet, I'm still in the experimental phase, would be just guitar and amp, clean, a little bit of reverb, that's it, just in the background. So in a three-piece band, it would kind of sound like there's two guitars playing. And with the quilters, what's super nice is I can run from the XLRs, I can run them to separate channels. So I'd have one channel that's totally clean, one channel that's just my regular guitar rig, but at the same time. Now, you guys are thinking, yeah, but that's not a problem. How hard could that be? I know, that's what I was thinking too. How hard could that be? So first, I got this thing. Now I can't show you it in real life because I returned it to get this thing. Before I get too far, the first one, this thing, is the Art Accessories ABY cool switch. So you have one input and two outputs. Well, actually you have two inputs and two outputs on this particular switch. But basically I thought I'm going to run my guitar on one side, run one amp on A, one amp on B. That's it. Problem solved. Nope. As soon as you connected both these amps to that ABY box, you had humming issues, weird swirly sounds coming out of the speakers, a little bit of howling, like a high-pitched squeal. It's like, what the heck is going on? I tried plugging the amps, in the same power source, in separate power sources, like one would be plugged in there, one would be plugged back there behind my headless telly there. I tried numerous things and nothing worked. So I got rid of that box and I got this box. So this is the Big Shot ABY. Now I'm going to show you the picture again and notice the three dip switches in the middle. So it's an ABY box, just like the first one, but this one has a ground lift switch, it has got a polarity switch, and it has an isolation switch. Now these three switches only work on channel B. So this ABY box actually worked to run both amps through. However, I needed to have all three toggle switches up, and as soon as you flick that third switch, which is the isolation switch, whichever amp was in channel B, you might as well, it was like throwing a blanket over the speaker cab. All of a sudden, everything was like muddy. The sound was totally squished. And I read the instruction manual and it kind of says that. It says you could have a little bit of tone loss, which can be corrected by the EQ of the amp. No, it can't. All right. Or they say you can buy a buffered pedal and put it in your chain after the B channel of the ABY box. So I need to buy this pedal, this ABY box, which was $170, and now I need to buy another pedal to try and correct that. Well, I have an overdrive pedal here that has a buffer on it, and guess what? That didn't work. It didn't make much of a difference at all. So anyway, I ended up getting this thing. This is a JHS buffered splitter. So I thought, well, this might work. This thing didn't work either. So I reach out to JHS, I find their customer support page, and I write them a message and I say, you know, what I'm trying to do, and I ordered, you know, this box and it doesn't work, um, and ask them what they recommend. And so the person who replied to me, his name is John Lux, Laux. So John Lux, maybe. This guy is like a tone saver. This guy is amazing. Because really, in a world full of enthusiastic guitar players, right? Like we're all kind of enthusiastic about our craft and we're all like, oh, I want to do this. I'm a nobody, really. Like nobody, except for a few of you who kind of follow my channel and stuff, I greatly appreciate it. Nobody knows who I am, especially not JHS. What do they care about Jason from Prince Edward Island who's trying to run one guitar to 2 amps at the same time? Like, really, right? Like, they really don't know me from Adam, and they don't owe me anything. Anyway, this John guy says, I'm so sorry about the problems that you're having. He says, I think what you need is our ABY active pedal. That will solve all of your problems. And so I'm like, okay, how do I get one of these? So John says, send me your address and I'll send you a return label for the buffered splitter. Send me back the buffered splitter and I'll send you the Active ABY box. No charge for your problems, like for your issues. Now, I'm in Prince Edward Island, Canada. You guys might want to look that up on a map. They are in the United States, okay? So, you got American exchange rates, you got duty fees, taxes, this whole thing. So he's going to send me a pedal for free, like, because I had issues with Amazon. It's not even his fault. Like, he didn't list this thing for sale. So I'm like blown away. I'm like, what? So anyway, I send him my address. You know, Jason Arsenault, Canada, PEI, all this stuff. And then he writes back, oh, since you're in Canada, and I'm thinking to myself, oh, here it comes, right? Oh, we can't do this because of the exchange rate and all this stuff. No. Since you're in Canada, keep the splitter box, because although it's not working with the amp, it'll still work with, like, pedals, or if you want to split like a signal chain or whatever, that'll be fine. You can still use it, and I'll still send you the ABY box at no charge. And I read this message twice, and I'm like, well, are you kidding me right now? So I wrote back, I'm like, oh my gosh, thanks so much. That's amazing. So yeah, so John Lux, I'm not sure how to pronounce your last name, but John, if you're watching, I want to thank you, like, sincerely. JHS and you have gone above and beyond for this little guy in Prince Edward Island, and I really appreciate it. I've been trying for months to get something that would work to split these 2 amps so that I can just use them. Like, how hard is it to run a guitar to 2 amps and not get any noise? So I've had a lot of people, like, on my YouTube channel that I talk to and stuff, and they told me, just buy an old delay with a stereo outputs or stereo reverb and just run it through there. But see, the issue I have with that is that whatever I run out of that pedal is going, or before the pedal, like, is going to both amps. So I want my pedal board to go to 1 amp, which is going to be my dirty amp, and the other amp I want guitar straight in, no effects, no nothing. So using a delay, I'd have to buy a delay pedal with stereo outputs just to use as a splitter, but not really use the pedal, because I already have a delay on my pedal board. You know what I mean? So it's like, no, like, I don't want to do that. I just want to send one guitar to 2 amps, like, and not have to use like a stereo output or whatever. Just, right? How hard can it be? Apparently it's pretty freaking hard. Right? So here's what John sent me in the mail. So this is the JHS Active ABY. Super simple. It's a buffered box, or the outputs are isolated. It has a polarity switch on the side. So if you do have any issues, you just engage that switch. And that one just works for the one channel. I believe it's the B channel. And so everything that those other boxes had, this one has. Just the only difference is this one works. So when you engage both switches, both amps, none of them, it's not muddy. It's not like you didn't throw a blanket over one of the cabinets. There's no swirly sounds. There's no weird hum anymore. It just works. This little sucker is $130 US. If you do the math, that brings it up to almost 168 bucks Canadian. And this guy, John, and JHS sent me this because of a problematic Amazon purchase. What company does that? From now on, I'll tell you right now, I am a JHS customer for life. Anything I need from now on, I'm going to check JHS first to see if they have it, because they went above and beyond, and I'm going to pay them back. Like, that's just how it works, right? I'm going to pay them back. So if you guys are looking for stuff, check JHS. These guys are awesome. Absolutely awesome customer service. I've never seen anything like this before. Anyway, John, JHS, thank you very much. You have really solved my tone problem. So, I'm going to give you a little rundown. So there are the amps. One's clean, one's dirty. I got them all hooked up on the ABY box. The amps are on, and you can't hear anything. There's no hissing, no humming, no squealing noise. This just works. So, all right, I'm going to grab my guitar. Just off the shelf here. Oops. And hopefully you can hear this. You're a little bit far away from the speakers. So normally I would have the phone closer so you could hear the tones, but this is just to show you what I've been trying to achieve. So this is my clean channel. Now you guys are probably saying, well, you don't have pedals in your chain. I know, I didn't use the pedals yet. I just wanted to make sure that this thing actually worked, and it works great. So then now my next video, if you stick with me, I'm going to build a pedal board, and those two amps are going to be on it. So it's going to be slick. Anyway, and now here is my dirty channel. So when I say dirty, I don't mean like extremely, like heavy metal dirty. I just mean a little bit of grit, and the other channel is just clean. Right? So there's a song that we do in the band. I think it's called Dumas Walker. And the solo is very simple. It goes something like this. Right? But now with the ABY box, I can add a second guitar in the mix. That's just in the background. That's kind of clean. So now the same solo sounds like this. So you still get the grit of, you know, the green channel, but you also get the cleans of the red, like country spank like. And then when you put them together, awesome. It just brings everything up a notch. Not volume-wise, just tonally. Oh, let me turn my guitar off. And it's quiet and it works. So I told John, I'm like, man, you guys should maybe change the name JHS to IJW. It just works. Like 3 different pedals that's supposed to do what this is doing right now. 3 of them I've gone through, and they just don't work. And I've watched like YouTube reviews and reviews that say, oh, this is the best pedal ever, blah blah blah, and it works great. And no, it doesn't. Right? It doesn't work great. It you know, it sounds like there's a blanket in front of your amp. You have to use the switches to get rid of the hum. You got to do, and when you use the switches, you know, as soon as you put the isolation switch on this channel, it just sucks the tone out of one amp. That's no good. I don't want that. I just want the amps to sound like they do individually, but I want to play them at the same time, separate from one another. Not a stereo sound, totally separate. I want one amp over here, one amp over there. I want my pedals with one amp, clean it, right? Like, is it that much to ask? Apparently it is. But John made it super simple. Like, I can't believe the service I receive from JHS. To me, JHS wasn't very well known. Here in PEI, we don't have a whole lot as far as JHS stuff. So to me, it was just, oh, it's just another name, just another pedal brand. This company, I'll tell you what, they clearly know how to build a pedal, and they clearly know how to take care of their customers. Because like I said before, I'm a nobody, and he treated me like I was royalty. And I'm like, that's not going to go unnoticed. I'm just, it's crazy. So if they do that for me, they're going to do that for you. So if I were you and you're looking to buy a pedal or an overdrive, I would highly suggest or highly recommend that you check out JHS pedals. See if there's anything in their lineup that you think would suit you. And I guarantee you'll be happy. One way or another, they'll make sure that you're happy. I mean, I'm just blown away by this company. So John, JHS, thank you very much. All you guys watching at home, thanks for following me with this. Stick around for the next couple videos. I'm going to build a pedal board with my 2 Coulter amps on board so I can just fire them off to a cabinet. It's going to be nice and compact. Hopefully everything goes well. And I might even use this splitter to maybe like change up some stuff. The one that didn't work for the amps, I might be able to use them for some pedals. So that's the project anyway, and that's coming up. You guys are fantastic. Keep the comments coming. Let me know what you think. So God bless. Take care. Thanks for watching. And until next time, keep rocking. See ya.